So he grabs me, throws me down, grabs a small knife, puts it in my mouth, cuts my tongue out, and kills me right there. All because I stole a chicken. So, it's like 12 a.m. and, we were riding on this bamboo raft. While I was getting a massage, a little baby duck sat on my lap. It's the worst flower. Like, if you really don't like a girl, you give her a lotus flower. Looks like an alien monster. It's horrible. Welcome to Entrepreneur's Odyssey by Jacob Pugmire. Things have taken for a turn. My girlfriend has broken up with me. My finances are running out. I have maybe 1 month of living expenses left. I'm about to fail college. I haven't started any successful business. And my modeling is going meh. So that is how it stands. However, I am optimistic about the future. I believe in what I am aiming for and my goal. And I even posted something about it on my Instagram, and I was supported by a lot of people. Maybe 30 people or more directly messaged me to encourage me. And so that was invigorating and makes me want to keep going. I don't know how the audio quality is going to be because I'm outside and it's quite loud out here. So hopefully it's okay. Now, I was recently in Kending, Kaohsiung, and Tainan, which are southern cities in Taiwan. Kending is the southernmost part of Taiwan, and there we had a beach house. We had a yearpay, which is basically a cooperation with a company where they allow you to stay there for free in exchange that you record some videos for them. So one of my first YouTube videos is going to be about that, and I shot it in such a way that it really looks like a beach vacation between a bunch of different friends. And I'm really, really excited about how it's going to turn out. Now, as for the other thing that we did, we ate at a fancy restaurant, we played on the beach, and we drank at a few bars there, danced. It was overall a pretty good time. Hello, good morning. I'm coming back to finish this episode because I didn't finish it on the day of. So this is a few days later. Now, after Kending, we went to Kaohsiung for 1 day, just stayed there a night. That night we went out dancing, and we didn't do too much in Kaohsiung. I've been there a couple times, and I've already been to the places where I've seen a lot of the sights in the city, such as Qijin, which is the sandbar, which you take a small boat to, and it's like a beach. And there I've had a beach party where I wore a bikini. It was a pretty good time. There's Gushan or Shoushan, depending on what you call it, on the left side of Kaohsiung. It's a mountain full of monkeys, and it has winding off trails, and you can get lost quite easily. And last time I was there, my friend got attacked by the monkeys, so that was fun. And what else is there? There's the lake up north with the temples. I've been there too, and there's a cool dragon tiger temple, I believe. And you can climb up the spire, and you get to look into the lake and see the lotus flowers with all the holes, which is quite Ershin, which means disgusting. Yeah, they're quite disgusting. If you ever see a lotus flower in person, no, it's the worst flower. Like, if you really don't like a girl, you give her a lotus flower. Like, looks like an alien monster. It's horrible. So I've been to Kaohsiung before. I've actually been there for work as well. Like, I shot a Netflix series where I played the role of an American soldier, and that was really, really fun. So during that time, I lived in Taipei, and I would go down to Kaohsiung many times a week, up and down, for the course of like a month. And my role was quite short, but you underestimate how much time it takes to film such a small part in a film. Like, my character, I died quite brutally, so I'm playing like a young soldier, and we're in a concentration camp by the Japanese, and we are all starving. So I decided to steal a chicken. Well, the Japanese discovered, and they discovered that it was me. So he grabs me, throws me down, grabs a small knife, puts it in my mouth, cuts my tongue out, and kills me right there. All because I stole a chicken. So playing that role was really fun because you got to experiment with fake blood and getting thrown to the ground and playing dead and playing dying. So that was a really good experience. So Kaohsiung has a lot of warm memories for me. Qijin as well. Like, the beach there. I've been many times, like I said, at the bikini party where I wore the bikini because whoever wears bikinis get free drinks, and they didn't say guys can't wear, so I wore one as well. And there I tried pole dancing for the first time. And later, when I went back there, I've also tried what they call like surfboarding, which is kind of like skateboarding or longboarding, but you don't have to put your foot on the ground. You just kind of wiggle back and forth, and that propels you forward. Besides that, yeah, I've also noticed that the people in Kaohsiung, or in the southern part of Taiwan, are much nicer. They're really, really great people. Okay, so after Kaohsiung, we went to Tainan, and by now, Lu, I think I can say my friends' names. He went back to Taipei, so now it's just me and Justin, my roommate. And so we go to Tainan, and we stay there for another 2 days. Tainan is the oldest city in Taiwan. We saw the oldest temple, the very first temple made in Taiwan, and it was a really cool experience. The temple there is quite impressive, and it's unlike the other temples in Taiwan. The carvings are intricate, and you can see they put tremendous amount of effort and care into building this temple. And it's a more interesting temple. Like there's even like weapons of gods, and there are some really cool statues and artwork there. I really loved that place. I actually shot a video there, which I will eventually edit and put on YouTube. So you can take a look at that there probably. My YouTube is just my name. So Jacob Pugmire. JACOBPUGMIRE. Yeah. And what else did we do in Tainan? We saw the old Dutch fort, Anping. It's called Anping, and Anping Laojie, which just means the old street. So at Anping, we ate a bunch of food. Oh, I'm so tired of neural tongue, like beef soup, because I think that's the only thing I ate when I was in Tainan. Like every place was neural tongue, and so I ate that maybe 6 times in just 2 days. So I am fine with neural tongue for the rest of the year. I don't need to eat it again. And I bought some weird medicine. I don't even know what it is. Some weird Chinese medicine, like this dried berry. It tastes awful. It tastes like licorice. But I bought it because I filmed like my reaction eating at the stall. And the lady was so nice and cute, so I wanted to support her. There we also got a little massage. Oh, while I was getting a massage, a little baby duck sat on my lap. So you can see a lot happen on this trip now that I went back to it. Like, if I recount my life, actually, it's quite interesting and fun and adventurous and exciting. But I don't realize it because, yes, these are the highlights of the things that happen. But perhaps 80% of the time, I'm sitting in front of this laptop worrying about my future. I'm working on editing or recording video or audio or researching or writing, always doing something busy, or I'm doing school or worrying about finances. And I will spend just hours and hours inside, like the last few days. Like we've had holiday, right? And this is the second day of the holiday. I haven't done anything. So the first night, I stayed up until like 5 a.m. editing, woke up the next day, edited for another like 5 hours, like 10 hours in total, decided I didn't like the video, had a bunch of other issues, and then last night, same thing, editing, then woke up this morning and here I am recording this. You can see it's quite a dismal life. It's maybe too much. I'm doing too much work and not enough balance between everything. That's something I need to work on. But if I recount the times where the few highlights of life I'm really happy about, and they're really great memories. And I think I just need to have more times like that and find a balance of like what work is important, what work is not important. But yeah. And so in Tainan, we also went to the club. It was really fun. We met a few people there and to other bars with them and things like that. And there was a good time. The hostel we stayed in was good. We saw some friends there, some of Justin's friends, and, kind of talked with them and got to know them. Besides that, what else did we do in Tainan? Oh, we did end up, this was in Kaohsiung, actually. This was in Kaohsiung. We ended up taking a boat to the middle of the island. Like, we were walking in the park and we saw this old bamboo raft, and we're like, oh man, that would be cool to ride on. And so we just did it. And like in the middle of the night, we were walking to the club at that time. So, it's like 12 a.m. and we were riding on this bamboo raft. We're getting splashed by the water. The boat's almost capsizing, but we make it to the little small island. We explore it and scare the ducks off. But yeah, that was really fun too. So actually, yeah, that vacation was really, really great. And in Thailand, is there anything else I did? I don't think so. We shot some more videos there, and all of these I'm going to try to edit down and put on YouTube. So I think I've been doing good at shooting a lot. Now it just comes to the editing. And editing, if you want to know, I use CapCut, and I just quickly trim. Right now I'm learning how to trim the fat, just keep it as lean as possible, and then the arrangement of the videos really adds to the storytelling. So the order that you put them in is very important. And then, having those small highlights, like if you can zoom in on your face on a certain part that's funny, and maybe even make one part slow-mo if you fall over or something like that, that adds a lot to the video. And then sound, I realize, is a big thing. Sound effects, I haven't gotten comfortable using yet. And music too. I find that a lot of the free music is garbage. So I am considering, do I need to pay for Artlist or these other websites that provide music for videos? That is something I should consider. Yeah, so these are things that I'm figuring out. And I also want to say, I've decided what I want to do with my website. So my website, I will just write down any of the problems that I face and how I overcome them. So for example, right now I'm using Descript to record this podcast. Well, I just wrote an article 2 days ago describing why I use Descript. Okay, so Descript is great because it transcribes everything you say, and you edit the audio through a text editor, which is very easy to use. You can also take this text, put it in the ChatGPT, and ask for a summary for your episodes. Another really important reason I use it is for the studio sound. It turns poor audio quality into great audio quality because I'm using a relatively cheap microphone, maybe $60. It's not like a podcast microphone, but by using this application, it can sound quite good. Now, lastly, the other reasons I use it is for the captions. If you are creating a video, in one button you can click and you'll have professional looking captions that are much smoother than other applications because it knows exactly the time of each word and it can highlight that word and it looks very aesthetically pleasing. And the very last thing is the stock image, the stock video. The stock video is quite good and you can use it as B-roll when you're telling a story or wanting to give the audience a visual cue. So you can just look that up and they're all in 4K, 8K, and there's a lot of them. So you usually have what you are looking for. So that's why I use Descript to edit my podcast and for creating some videos. Now it is limited in some ways. It's not a video editor per se. It does have some limitations. CapCut and Adobe Premiere Pro and all these other ones, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, probably better for editing video. But this one's quick and easy for audio, and it does have some really powerful features for some videos. Now, you can find that article on my website, which is again just my name, so jacobpugmire.com, and Pugmire is Pugmire, or you can see it in this podcast description. The title should have my name. Should be pretty easy to find. And you can find all of the problems that I face and how do I solve that issue. So, okay, what editing software do I use for my podcast? What editing software do I use for my videos? How do I shoot a video? From what angles? How do I go about the storytelling? How do I host my website? How do I take notes? How do I go about filming in public? How do I go about scripting? All of these questions that you may have because you want to live a similar lifestyle. Well, I will put all of my answers, put it on my website, and you can just check it out there. So that is my goal of my website. I originally thought, I could write some research articles about AI or try to teach some things about business or finding some special niche to write about. But I think, no, the niche is just myself and the niche is the problems that I solve. And so if anyone else wants to live a similar lifestyle and they want to do similar things as me, well, now there's a website that addresses all of that directly. It's not an information dump like some other blog articles, and it's not going to give you information like ChatGPT does, because I find that most other websites are going to become obsolete in the future because AI can write faster and better articles than people. And so the only thing that remains is the personalization, the niche of the individual, because that's something AI cannot replace. It cannot replace who somebody is. All of your interests mesh together into you. You are completely unique. Now, it would be incredibly difficult for AI to replace that. And so I think the future of websites are going to be personal websites, kind of like social media. Maybe that's a bold statement, but at least that's how I'm going to gear my website. Anyways, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I would be happy to help you. Okay. Bye-bye. See you next time.
In the darkness of the night, a hero emerges with a heart of fire and a soul that never falters. He sets out on a quest, a journey to the unknown, facing demons and dragons, carving out his own throne. Through the